What's up guys, we're up here with the promised Havoc Weak Auras video. This is easily one of the most discussed and requested topics that comes up in the comment section or on forum posts or anything like that, and especially on the videos that I do. So if you missed it, there is actually another video that I already did on the Enhancement Shaman Auras, which you can find a link below. If you watch that video, you can skip ahead past the same disclaimer here and just get straight onto the auras and me explaining through them. And just like the Shaman, you can find all of the aura strings in the paste bin or Waggle link in the description if you'd like to try them for yourself. First and foremost though, it's that same quick disclaimer. The auras were built by me and for me, so in some cases there could be issues for you, big and small, that stop them from working that may be outside of my knowledge as to why. Often that's due to some conflicts with other add-ons or UI packages that you're using. So if that's the case, I'm sorry and it wasn't intended. The biggest one that I noticed that I got after the enhancement aura is that people are getting double timers on them. This is most likely going to be caused by ElvUI or OmniCC or a combination of the two, applying timers to the weak auras. The only real way that you can get rid of that is to disable the add-ons that are doing it or configure OmniCC, which you can Google how to remove the OmniCC timers from weak auras, but that will affect your other auras. So the alternative again is to go into each individual aura and just disable the timer and use the OmniCC ones for yourself. Again, if you find the auras are too small or positioned wrongly for you, you're welcome to move them around. Just know that they will generally need to be done individually because they are all different sizes and shapes. So just keep track of where they're placed, where the timers are, so that you need to stack them back up to keep the same sort of shell around the auras. Note that the skinning is done on the auras through Mask and the Mask Flat Squares add-on, and I would also highly recommend grabbing Shared Media as that covers the majority of the textures and fonts that I have used, although the primary font that I use for timers is done with emblem.ttf, which you can grab elsewhere and import into your Shared Media folder. Right, so there's 3 strings to the center section, which is what the entire auras are built around, and I'll jump through them as quickly as possible just to give a quick overview so you know what you can expect. First, right in the center is a slightly modified version of the Prepared Fury Bar by Kib, which is a shout out to the Demon Hunter Discord, which shows your Fury level and also gives a handy indicator for how much Fury is incoming via Prepared if you take it and it is active. Next, just under is the same simple stylized health bar that I used to match it, nothing too fancy with that, and you can grab that there too. Finally, the most important section obviously is the buffs and cooldowns section that surrounds the resource bar. Starting with the 2 most important, on the left has the artifact ability Fury of the Illidari tracker and cooldown timer, and the right the ever important Metamorphosis, which tracks the cooldown and the uptime, and it also accounts for demonic as well when those procs happen. These are 2 highly important tools, and as such they frame the resource bar so you want to know all the time what the status of these 2 things are and play around them. Next, along the top, there's core ability and talent timers. Starting from the left is Throw Glaive, which also has a charge tracker if you are taking Master of the Glaive, which generally you should be at 110, so that's important. Next to that is Blade Dance. Center is Fell Blade when taken, then the level 106 trackers such as Momentum and Nemesis and Fell Eruption, and finally the level 110 trackers being Fell Barrage and Chaos Blades. Underneath tracks important ability cooldowns that are always important to know the status of. Left shows Fell Rush alongside charges underneath, and next to it, the other momentum activator, Vengeful Retreat. Across from that is a small tracker for Consume Magic for those extra fury gains with interrupts, and lastly, a large indicator for I-Beam because you always need to know when your pad AoE is ready to go. Finally, on the left side of the Fury of the Illidari tracks, Defense in Blur and Darkness. These auras are active when the buff is up or on cooldown, but hidden when available to reduce clutter. Right side, next to Metamorphosis, is a tracker for Chaos Nova, with the same rule, only showing when on cooldown, and a tracker for the 20% increased damage buff gained from Demon Soul Absorption. Again, just like the enhancement auras, this is the first public iteration of these auras, and I have been working on them for quite a while, and they are definitely a bit more detailed than they were in recent videos that you've seen. Since those were using an old work in progress that was missing a lot, it was just enough to get going with the talents that I was using. As with anything, over the course of the expansion, these can and most likely will change and shift around, so I'll make sure to note if I have changed them in any way and add another link to grab those when that happens. But hopefully, this has covered this question, since I know some of you guys have been burning to try these out for yourself, and I've got a lot of messages about it. If it has helped, please hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.